Our most popular products here at Homershams is the Additel 680W digital logging pressure gauge. This is a wireless logging pressure gauge, and I thought I would show you the instrument as well as how the software works. Once you've installed the Additel Land wireless software, this is the screen that you'll be greeted with. We see the version here, we see an interval sampling, and down here we have the play button to make it start. So as soon as we hit the play button, we're asked for a channel to select, and 99.999% of the time channel 1 is going to be just fine. Then we'll see a picture of both a gauge and a picture of the computer appear on screen. In fact, we can have up to 5 gauges connected to one dongle at a time. The information here is fairly self-explanatory. This is your wireless strength. This is the battery strength. If you're utterly nerdy, this is your MAC address. I don't think you'll ever need that. Just the range of the gauge, so you're aware. You can see this is live. If I give it a bit of pressure, it will in fact go up. I can't get a good seal around my lips, but you get the idea. If we then go on, this is your ambient temperature. Note that it is ambient and not the process temperature. We know that the gas laws, I think Boyle's law, tell us that pressure and temperature are inexorably linked, one with the other, so it's important to have this compensated for. If we click on Setup, we can choose that we have more than one device, and we can export the data. So if we select Export Data, the data is read from the gauge. You can see there's quite a lot of data on this one. This is our lone version, 2%, 3%. You'll see there are 13,000 readings on here. Each session is recorded as its own separate event. So you'll see that when the data comes up on screen, you have a choice to download one event, many events. But in this case, it'll just take me a few minutes to download. The name can be changed at your discretion to be whatever you want it to be down here. And as mentioned, we can have 5 different gauges all reading off the one dongle. While we're waiting for that to finish loading, keep in mind this gauge is available in 3 accuracies: 0.2% of reading, which is the most common, 0.1% of reading, and 0.05% of reading. I'm sorry, 0% of full scale in all those cases. My mistake. But 99.9% of the time, again, the 0.25 is more than adequate for what people need in the field. I had one customer doing water and wanted high accuracy and bought a 0.01%, 0.02% 7-bar gauge. 20 bar is our most common for, say, water testing. Next time I do a demo like this, I'll make sure there is less data to download. Once we have our data downloaded, we can view it as a preview, as a graph on the screen, but most commonly we're going to be exporting it to a CSV, which is read by Excel or whatever the Google equivalent is, or indeed the OpenOffice free version also will read CSV data and produce a spreadsheet. So after about 2 minutes, we've finally managed to download all that data. And first of all, here is our various events that we can look at. So if I click on this one, for example, we can see that on the 30th of July, this customer was testing, and here are their results over time. So we're going from 12 noon through till about 5:30 in the evening. And if we can also now export this, and we can see a graph as a preview. So if I was to export just this data, I'll just save that to my desktop for now. Except it didn't like that location for reasons best known only to Microsoft. Desktop. It did this time. And if we open the Excel spreadsheet, we'll now see a spreadsheet that contains date, timestamp, the unit of measure. So here we have, and the graph. So we'll move the graph out of the way. So here we have your date and timestamp, the pressure that was being read, the unit of measure, and the ambient temperature, and the sample rate was at 1 second.